And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Terra Invicta in our initiative run. This is currently being played on patch 1.0.28. This run was started on release candidate 6, so obviously we started in the 2022 scenario because I didn't do the profile modifications you need to do the 2026 scenario, which was a candidate was in release. You could turn it on before it was release ready, but we're basically in the final stage of this campaign. We're waiting for our fleet currently to get to Mars. We're 11, 12 days out. And then once they get there, they should very happily be able to destroy, I think, the last major alien fleet, and then be on campaigning outward from there.
Terminating the opposition.
I'm here.
Standing by for orders. Time to make our move.
So we can federate Libya, which is what we're going to do there. Are we ready for... No, we need democracy. The EU needs more democracy. And to be fair, at some point I probably need to invade Iran at the Caliphate. But that's going to be a little fiddly to do. We're competitive. We'd really like you to go to 5, and you're actually falling at the moment, so let's not worry too much about that. Same here. We'd like you at 5. You're 4.66. You need to go up a little bit, and then we can work a little bit more on democracy. Working pretty heavily on environment, which is fine. Where do I want to... Oh, actually, you need to be stabilized over here, so let's send our last guy over here to stabilize.
Restoring order.
Confirm.
At your service.
Wait, one of you were supposed to... I think I turned the option off at some point to immediately select the next counselor.
Time to make a
I'm
move.
a little too used to the old setting.
Offering assistance.
Methuselan therapies are councils live an extra 10 years, which means we probably won't have any more counselors die of old or retire for old age. Antimatter microvision at this point, it's way out of date. We're not using that. Same with the automated solar. Completing the thing here. Might do that at some point. Not gonna do the sign lantern. There actually may be an argument to do healing 3 mines. Okay. Sure, we did run out of metal recently. We'll do that one as well.
Things are stabilizing.
Things are cooling off.
We've moved the needle.
More of our mission controls come online. Or command centers, which is the 2.3 version. You have arrived, beginning refueling. Okay, so your task is go to Phobos and jump the parked fleet there. 3.4 hours.
Policy direction complete.
We're going 10 ships versus 132. This will be... Oh, and they're trying to run. You're not outrunning me. This will be a fleet battle. Maybe not a good sign for the aliens if they're running when they outnumber us that badly. This is a large fleet battle, so we're gonna be coasting slow. Running kinetics, it can often be good to be going at them fast. If you're running lasers and plasma like we are, you want to go slow. Slow and steady. Well, that assumes they're even going to attempt to stay engaged. Yeah, I might have to, or might want to hit the accelerator slightly. Okay. Can I target something that's middle of the formation? Is it going a little straighter? Yeah. Oh, a couple of them decided to turn around. Okay. Apply a slight formation burn. It's going a little faster. Just a little faster. More of them deciding to turn around to try to stop us. We did hit engagement range in the first couple. Mark III plasma opening up. What did they actually miss? Interesting. Haven't had that problem before. Of course, they miss if the ship blows up. That would do it. Again, this is an education lesson in don't underestimate UV phasers. Oh, and the rest are booking it. Okay. Was not expecting that. Rest are booking it. Well, we got the fuel. Punch the accelerator, catch up with them. Actually, I have a good question here. Can I catch up with them? Try and speed up. Not sure if we can catch up with them, actually. We may successfully be disengaging. It'll bring the next wave in. We'll see if the next wave even wants to engage. Yeah, they're outrunning me. Okay. Next time, gotta come in quicker. Remember what the button was for disengaging? I probably could disengage at this range. Because they've opened the range up. Oh, there they go. So trying to desperately slow down. Hoping they're just disengaging. Okay, yeah, maybe trying to chase them was a mistake. Was expecting the aliens to be a little bit less of a coward. Twitch chat's asking 2026 to 2020 or 40 or 2049. No, we started at 2022 actually. And these main ships are running phaser, UV phasers, and plasma to make the phasers work on things that actually have real armor. Okay. Take the risk. We're going to take the auto-resolve. Worst case now, we're going to start the battle over. Oh, no, we're doing Federation on this move. Yep. Okay, how badly damaged were we? Not very damaged. We just re-engage the aliens again. Yeah. Yeah, we're continuing the campaign that we started on Release Candidate 6. So technically, if you knew how to modify the setting files, you could start on the 2026 on that patch, but it wasn't enabled by default. Okay, let's try that again. Yeah, no problem. Don't worry about that. In some degree, that might have been obvious with the stream title, because I think in the stream title I've got set up that it's started on Release Candidate 6. If you knew that Release Candidate 6 didn't launch with the 2026 start, then that would make sense. I'll probably, I think when we're done with this run, and this run probably doesn't have much left in it, we'll probably put a poll up on Reddit as to what faction to play next time, and also a little bit combined with what starting date to run, whether the 2070 or the 2026 start. So I expect to see a poll on the Terra Invicta subreddit sometime later in the week. Okay. Let's try to let these guys not get to our flank. We got a lot of side armor for Terra Invicta, but not that much side armor, so we prefer if they did not make it to our flank. Or if we had to turn the flank to bring the main weapons to bear. Ship destroyed. And these aren't little ships we're fighting, although these might be out-of-date ships. The alien fleet definitely took a pounding from, I think, Exodus earlier in the run. And that, combined with them giving resources to the service of the Protectorate, has kind of stalled their progression. We're out mining them like 4-1, so... Okay, this is maybe not optimal because we're turning our rear to the enemy fleet. Okay, I think that one's basically cold in the void. Transships are back around to the main threat. So I think that's incoming torpedoes, alien torpedoes. We'll be able to tell when they get close enough to the point defense to come online if they are. Yeah, torpedoes. This is the second time I've been this late in the game, and I think the first time where the other human factions did a really good job fighting the aliens. So I'm not actually expecting the aliens to be running away from me, but they are. Aliens do be cowards today. Oh, I don't have these on focus fire, so they do take the opportunity to take shots at the incoming connect sometimes, which is maybe not optimal for deleting the enemy fleet. Ooh, that's a rocket launch. We're in range, try to get rid of those guys. Really dump the entire payload. Probably too late. Oh, managed to repair and come back around. Okay, we managed to withstand the swarm of kinetics coming in. Try to hit the maneuvering ships, they're more likely to be exposing the side armor. Be able to blow them up better if that's the case. I've taken pretty heavy damage on one of the 10 ships. Nothing particularly concerning, though. If anything, we're willing to take some attritional losses here if we have to. This is the last semi-serious alien fleet. Which is a little uncomfortably close. Or uncomfortably quick at this point, but... So as the lasers get more effective the closer we are. Cost of us potentially exposing our side armor. Should be expecting another wave of alien ships in a moment. Ooh, one of the alien ships is firing off kinetics. Get rid of that one. Okay, let's focus on alien ships doing maneuvering, because they're going to be the most vulnerable to quickly being splatted. One gone. I think that one's actually dead in the void. Now gone. we go. We got that one up there. I think that one actually came back around from the first pass. Let's try to destroy these guys before we pass them. I think the aliens mostly came in from big to small, so it's actually mostly small ones left. Could pick up the pace if that's the case. We start cutting through what's left. Oh, well, they've got 30 more left. They could have some big ones in reserve. Here comes the next wave. So if we've destroyed all the alien ships, we've destroyed 132 ships with 10 over 2 space battles. Although it does look like some of the ships are attempting to escape. Yeah, those guys are going to escape if they want to. There's not much I can do about it. These guys are only running the second tier of antimatter drive. Third tier might actually be able to chase them. Spawning in our rear. How rude. Throw the nose of the ship around, please. Also, give us a intercept velocity, please. Going a little bit close to formation, it would be ideal. So I generally don't try to turn the formation. Big wave of kinetics coming in. May take some damage from these kinetics. See the damaged one flying off into the distance. Doesn't have the engine capacity to turn itself around. Yeah, so we do know there's a couple escapees. We have to at least detach one of the ships to go repair. The other 9 might be able to keep chasing the escapees. Yeah, this is what's left of the enemy fleet. That hasn't escaped at this point. I think we've got enough acceleration to catch up what's left. So I don't think what's left is going to escape. Again, I've got to turn the primary lasers off of Guardian mode, so they're taking their sweet time blowing up all the kinetics coming in. There's quite a bit of kinetics coming in, so it might actually be saving us some damage. Although that's just giving them more time to launch kinetics, so a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Here we go. All ships have either disengaged or been destroyed. And yeah, massive kill count, although there are some escapees. Oops. Return to operation. We're gonna detach the fleet. Do we have some in-fleet pairing happening? That's a good question. So yeah, you're the most badly damaged. Do a repellent share. Select India, split fleet off. Split you off, specifically. You immediately begin burning towards the repair station over Mars. You'll be there in 3.3 weeks. The rest of you, engage what's left of the aliens. There are 10 surviving ships. Engage them. They are attempting to make a run for it. Here we would make the engagement if we were to do an extended pursuit. So let's do that. Punch the accelerator a little bit so these guys don't have time to open up the gap. Some of them are turning to face us. Got those ones up first. Already got 1 kill. Two kill. Okay, the remainder are not burning away from us. I think I should put the kibosh on the acceleration. We're already going a little bit too fast. Okay, 2 left. 1 left. Whoops. Accidental collision. Just got the achievement for a good day to die. Except we have enough armor, so that barely scratched the paint job. So I guess a good day for them to die. There we go. Okay, so fleet, please go do repairs at Mars. And wait for your friend to catch up, because you're probably going to get there first. Yeah, they're going to be there in 3.5 hours. They're going to be waiting 3 weeks for the 10th ship to arrive. And yeah, I think that technically secures us another one of our victory objectives. Destroy all fleets of the combat strength 4,000 or greater, not belonging to our faction. Do I wait 3 months? That's a good question. So the next destination would be probably Ceres. There is alien presence at Ceres. So Ceres would need to be engaged. We'd arrive there in 27 weeks. We did a full hard burn. So is the other alternative. How long is it going to take for these guys to upgrade? Just doing an engine swap out on them. Refit dock ship. These are the Block 8s. The Block 9s. 49 days. It means I can almost build a whole fleet from scratch in the amount of time it takes from the upgrade. Oh, and apparently it's not much of a savings. We'd be paying most of the metal cost. In fact, the new ones are actually more noble metals, I think what the case is, right? Oh yeah, we definitely increased the noble metal cost, and that's the new drives. The radiator. Do I need those drives? I think that's where the noble's coming from. Effectively the power savings from the drive. Some of them, we're not going to redesign. Yeah, it's going to be well before we build those, because apparently they're quite expensive. Okay. Yeah, we'll wait for the 10th one to catch up. We'll send them out.
The opposition remains in power.
Ooh, didn't hit the 90%. Surprise. Photonic competing is complete. Welfare is actually a little bit tempting. Grab that 5% welfare.
Standing by for orders. Cracking down.
Offering counsel.
Probe arrives. Okay. Oh, and I'm targeting the wrong one. Trying to get the Libya point back, and I'm taking the one in Tunisia instead.
Things are cooling off.
Order is returning.
We're winning their hearts and minds.
Crackdown complete.
There's more metal. Not that we necessarily need more metal, but more space resources, more space resources. What we're mostly struggling with is noble metals, because I apparently like really expensive noble metal ships. What we had, well, I wanted to save noble metals, we'd do lithium spray. But otherwise, I think we have the best radiator that we get outside of the exotic spike. I don't think we're gonna build these, but we'll research it. Partially because it's not that long to research. Don't need the lithium heat sinks. Hide you. Probably don't need the batteries. Do I want to do the exotic armor? Well, if we'd run the hybrid armor if we were to run these. Sure. Start that research. Has arrived. Fleet will begin repairs. Repairs should hopefully not take too long. And then we can send them at the Ceres.
We're in control.
We're in control.
Terminating the opposition.
At your service. Targeting the opposition.
Ready to go. We must persuade the people.
Hab offers to defect. Pericles base. Sure. It is a dysfunctional mine. Yeah. You know what? That's all we need some days. A dysfunctional mine. Upgrade the core, repair the mine. Rebuild the mine. Former construction module. Probably don't care about the former construction module or the marine platoon barracks. We'll probably replace one of you with point defense. There it is. These aliens have to dodge.
Lending my expertise.
We're repaired. So you may join India 15. And India 15 can start the burn out to Ceres. That's Vesta, Ceres. Low Ceres orbit. Unless there's a station there. There is a station there. Shadow Knife. We burn straight to the station. Yeah, burn straight to the station. Rise. January. No, so it's out 27th of January, so we gotta wait a couple days. Let me jump to the next thing. No longer considered hostile in Europe. Okay. August. So August of 2050, it will arrive. So we'll take that last eco one. And we'll probably go to the transnational for the control points.
Violence is abating.
Violence is abating.
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
So, like, armor has been researched. Okay. You can take a while before the hybrid one pops up. Yeah, we'll do flag bridge. Probably not going to stick it on any ships, but if I was trying to save vessel control, that's what we'd be using.
We've removed some threats.
Move some threats.
We're in control here.
Close enough. Okay. Not ready for any unifications there because we need more democracy for Lebanon, and we need. Well, we don't need more democracy for Libya, but Libya hasn't been long enough. We just added Tunisia as a friend.
Ready for orders.
16% base. 85.
Removing our enemies.
So we'll do that.
Standing by. We're taking
And we got a
power.
public campaign, which will make it easier.
I will help them.
Yeah, that was stuff on the moon, I think, finishing. Those are the farms on the moon. Yeah, so now we're just waiting on all those research universities, and then we'll have completed the moon objective, which is the 26th of April.
Order is returning.
Things are stabilizing.
The people will come to our side.
Flag bridge. 14 millisecond load times, just too long. Transnational coordination. Antimatter farm, okay. Module complete. I suppose we can just go ahead and upgrade the module again. Let's do a LDA upgrade. Build a fusion reactor array instead of upgrading the old fission pod. And that should run enough power for the outpost to be upgraded. There's the civilian fusion. Okay. Tell this army to, wander into the next nearest unfriendly country.
We are in control.
We are in control. Don't really spoil anymore, although we are very friendly with action environmentalism
We
at this
are in
point.
control now.
Okay, so your stable point should actually be over 6 now. Although, actually, we're waiting on you, we're waiting on government. Right, we need... like... 6... Yeah, we need up to about 6, and then we can merge 3 nations into you. So you're really working on government at this point, less on... welfare, I suppose. So I could probably slow down the welfare and upgrade the economy a bit. Probably don't need much mission control anymore on Earth, because we can do it off Earth pretty easily. Work on environmentalism a little bit more. You're my main boost one, so we'll have you run boost. Back off a bit on the boost there to get more welfare, because yeah, you're actually over 5, which is maybe an argument that it's time to start moving more China into you. Just to stabilize China some more. And you're a better holder for the research purposes. And you might actually be democratic enough now. Yeah, we can unify with Lebanon. Okay. So one of you purge last point in Algeria.
We're taking power.
The other go
Orders?
set national policy in the Caliphate.
On my way to the
Make
capital.
1 fewer nations in the world. Okay, random 1-ship Academy fleet still flying around. We haven't completely purged the other human factions from space. We've just crippled them by basically driving them mostly off of Mars and completely off of Mercury.
Things are stabilizing.
Things are cooling off.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
Another alien megafauna in Tunisia under our control. Let's go walk that into Africa. Honestly, I don't think we need either of the spikers, so we're just gonna hide the spikers. Solar streamers, we might as well research it. We'll grab freedom fighters. I don't think we're gonna be causing unrest anymore, but if we do, we'll want it. You know, let's work on United North America. I haven't been worrying too much about America. America's got stuff to fix. It might be one of those weird scenarios where actually adding Canada into it helps fix it. Yeah, adding Canada into it might fix it. Because, yeah, the only thing that would hurt would be the inequality.
Mission complete.
Unification, Lebanon. There we go. And then policy-wise, federate Tajikistan, which we don't actually care about. Okay. Here we're waiting on cooldown. Well, actually, we're waiting on the 67 days. There, and here it's cooldown 20th of June. Mine's complete. This is actually a decent amount of water and volatile, so it's probably worth actually upgrading the mine. So we'll actually go ahead and upgrade that mine. There we go. That's probably all we need there. Save the universe for the good luck. I hope whatever you're going to run to goes well for you. And this will be uploaded to YouTube, so if you want to catch the later bits, feel free to hop over to YouTube and catch it over there. It'll be up in the next couple days.
Our associates are now in charge.
Okay, we purged the point in Algeria, so we now have full control of Algeria. There we go. So that is the last improvement on Mercury. So if we go check our objectives, Mercury should be checked. Yes, Mercury. We have a fully built service base with all modules at least tier 3 and powered and active on Mercury. Back to form. Longevity treatments restore cognitive function. Recent breakthroughs in life extension treatments have proven able to restore the functionality of those suffering from cognitive decline. Brian Burr claims to feel 10 years younger. Loses declining. Okay.
Cleaning things up.
So that's a pretty good indication that he's not close to dying. That's national coordination. There'll probably be a follow-up on that. So if I am doing Unity, we probably want 5% of Unity. We'll do that quickly. Oh, now we have control of the executive here. We'll do manager relations. Make everyone like everyone more. The next would be Morocco. In our expanding the Caliphate path. I'm not sure how far down in here the Caliphate goes. Goes pretty deep. Although I need places where it goes into the capital. So I would not be surprised if Chad doesn't count. Because we don't cover its capital or something.
Standing by for orders.
Okay, we're gonna want public camping a little bit there first.
We'll make
That's
our
enough to
appeal.
do.
Your orders? We'll make our appeal.
Reporting in. We'll make our appeal.
yeah, we're doing what we can to mitigate what we're contributing to global climate change, just so that we can keep our GDP growing in most cases, without having to invest too much into it. And yeah, Singapore were probably the first place to get to 10. The other exception might be, I'm not surprised if these guys get up there pretty quickly. 7.3, 7.7. Okay.
Where do you need me?
Give you another espionage, get you back to 25 espionage. You haven't lost declining yet, so apparently you're still close enough to being old that it's hanging around. We'll grab investigate on you. You can't go above 24 in that, 24 in that, so it's science. Command's capped at 24. Grab more investigate. More command there. That's the cycle. Remember science, that's the time pass. Transnational management. Even more control points. Lost control more of the
Offering
world.
support.
When I was a kid, the threat of nuclear Armageddon was on every front page, every day. So forgive me if I get just a tiny bit anxious when you tell me that our best hope of sailing the stars is staging nuclear explosions inside our spacecraft. Commander Fiona Ayawade, Secure Correspondence.
Maybe not on board with the nuclear bombs. Of course, we're running antimatter, which is a little bit more destructive, I think, than the bombs. That's E-Pinch. We didn't pick that one. One of the other factions picked that one. We'll take targeted biological. We need to get both of these done before we get into the repeatables. And that's how close we are to the end here on the tech tree. And the microfission, the fission stuff's obsolete at this point.
Things are cooling off.
Order is returning.
We've moved the needle.
We're winning their hearts and minds.
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
Another promotion. Okay, that is a manufacturing complex on Mars. So with that, that should be the Tier 3 hab on Mars complete. We should have another check on our objective list. Yeah, 2 of 6 complete. The Luna base is probably the one that's going to be, of the first 3 is going to be the one that takes the longest. Obviously by the case that it's not done yet. And yeah, we're waiting on the research labs. 22nd of April, 22nd of April. Although that's 5 days out. And then we'll be waiting on the fleet getting to Ceres. We'll have the colony ship quickly followed out, probably. Oh. Let's upgrade our tank. Let's upgrade the colony ship. The colony ship will fly faster that way. Refit the Tang to the Tang 2. 4 days. It's expensive. It's 600 more metal, or 600 more nobles. It will go fast. Z-Pinch Fusion. We'll leave that as non-obsolete. We went down to this time. We did inertial confinement last time. And there's a ship refitted. So if we successfully win the engagement at Ceres, it'll fly at Ceres and put the outpost up so they can refuel. There's a colony mining complex at Luna, which means it's the 22nd of April. And we now have a new hab providing by itself 1.4 thousand science. a month. Also checks another one of our boxes. Mercury, Earth, Mars. We now just have Ceres, Jupiter, and Saturn, and clear all the bases. And looking at the time, we've come up on another hour of gameplay complete. So if you're watching on YouTube, we're going to have another space battle. Well, we'll have a... So it's not going to be a fortress battle. We'll be attacking an alien fortress in the next one, when our fleet arrives at Ceres. I don't actually expect the aliens at this point to put much of a fight up. Apparently they got no fleets over 4,000, right? So, give us a bloody nose? Definitely. Actually stop us at this point? Apparently not. So we're on the march to victory. Those guys will arrive at Ceres as one of our objectives in 110 days. Here on Earth, we've got what we need. We just need to keep control of it. And so we're basically focusing on stabilizing and trying not to have the world burn from global warming. On the topic of global warming, let's bring this up. We are still year over year involving more CO2, although I think we're slowing it down. We are personally slowing it down. I think to get it to stop and start backsliding, we need climate change mitigation, which is this tech. So that's 8th of May, 3 years from now. Not happening anytime soon. And that's with the big speed buff from the new labs coming on the line. We're sitting at 15,000 monthly, which is probably enough to do everything we need and left in the tech tree. And I suppose the only really big thing left in the tech tree is Accelerado here for super colliders. That's the tier 3 antimatter. Global, I think, is a big control point buff. And if we wanted, obviously, to max out the fusion we did last time, then we need that. And yeah, we're mostly working on stabilizing things. So if you're watching on YouTube, there'll be a part up tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, this is going to be a full 4-part stream, so there's going to be 2 more parts tonight. However, as is customarily the case, halfway through the stream, it is time to get a new cup of tea. So I'm going to go brew a new cup of tea, so I will be back as soon as the cup of tea is brewed. So until the next part, I wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part, and bye for now.